Well, we're taking it easy and we're feeling fine. Put a little stitch in here on Island Time. If you get in a hurry, well, it's not a crime. But won't you come and join us on Island Time?
Hi FlossTube, thanks for joining us today. My name is Mallory Bosse and this is my mom, Lori Millsap, and together we are stitching on Island Time. I'm really grateful to have her back home. For much of last month, it was just my little family of 4 while mom and dad were taking care of family in Mississippi. But it is good to have mom back. Without you, I'm just stitching on. Yes, she brings the island time.
I do bring the island time. I although as busy as my quilting business is kicking off right now, I don't know how island timey it is. It's sort of frantic timing.
And I've been stitching on and on and on and on. So I really bring that part of the
There
game.
you go. Well, I did quite a bit of stitching on and on and on as well. So we've got a lot to show today. Yikes. Hopefully, well, bless your heart. You've already seen how long this video is. We always think that, like, maybe we'll get done quickly. No.
That doesn't happen.
No.
But that's okay because you clicked anyway and you want to watch us. Thank you so much for being here. We love you guys and want to remind you that our channel is still relatively small when it comes to a following. So when we do giveaways and things like that, definitely always participate because your odds of winning are up there.
Yep. I don't have any new giveaways today, although I do have some winners to call later in the session here. And so I started to say later in the meeting. I don't think this is a meeting, but okay. Anyway, and next month will be our 1-year Flossiversary. So we will have some big giveaways next month.
And
so,
that is crazy to me.
I know. So stay tuned and make sure you check back with us in October and we'll have a nice selection of giveaways.
We've both been busy while we've been apart. So we're going to have some fully finished things. I did actually have a couple of full finishes over the past month.
Right.
Of which I'm pretty proud because one of them sat in my storage unit for the last 5 years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And pulling it out, I went, why didn't I ever finish this? It needs one step. But
excellent.
Just to warn you, there will be yarn.
That's okay. We love yarn.
Mallory's preparing for 2 craft fairs coming up in November, and I have been knitting and crocheting like the wind in order to prepare.
You know, it's funny. I don't knit or crochet at all. In fact, my husband forbade me from taking up sock knitting because I don't need
one more thing.
Right. I don't need another
thing.
Deep dive into something that I would buy a lot of. I'm looking at you, Jessica. Anyway, I decided to watch Kari recently, Kari's Tiger Lily Designs, and she had done a lot of sock knitting. And I'm sitting there, I love seeing her socks. They are gorgeous and they're super fun. And, you know, so I don't mind at all when it launches off into the yarn talk. And by the end of it, I was like, you know, do I need a sock journal? Do I need a journal to keep up, like if I ever do sock knit, do I need to go ahead and buy a sock knitter's journal? And I thought, well, maybe Mallory needs it. Maybe I should order a sock. I mean, Kari, you're such a good saleswoman. I immediately was going to buy this thing that I don't even do. Speaking of Kari, though, I do want to bring up 2 events coming up that Kari is hosting at Harvest Moon Hangout, which is the virtual retreat in the middle of September, hosted by Lindy Stitches. Kari is teaching a class, and I was going to write down what the name of her class is. It's something like Spooky Starburst Bag. I think that's it. I think I just pulled that from the recesses of my very uncaffeinated mind right now. That's amazing. So anyway, Kari's Spooky Starburst Bag class, the kits are sold out, but the PDFs are unlimited. So all you have to do is sign up for the virtual retreat, sign up for Kari's class. You'll have immediate access to the class already done. Kari's already filmed it. It's
up there.
So she'll send you the link and you can go ahead and do the class this week. You don't even have to stress about doing it on the actual day. Now, the advantage of the actual day is you'll be able to like chat with Kari and ask her questions and, you know,
I like how your fingers chat.
I know, this is how we chat, right? And that'll be super fun. Then the other thing Kari's got coming up in October is the Churn Dash Quilt Along.
Quilt along.
I'm super excited. I love quilting. Like, that's my primary love. I love stitching. You would think as much as I stitch now, like I was a primary stitcher. But stitching is still my hobby and quilting is still my profession. And I love quilting. So Kari's Churn Dash Quilt Along, she's already sold out of those kits as well.
But the PDFs are available.
Well, it's not even that. It's videos that she's going to do twice a week through her Patreon.
Oh, great.
So you can just log onto her Patreon. She has a free level of Patreon and she has a $5 a month level of Patreon. I'm totally in her Patreon, you know, just out myself there. But we're using the Sewing Bird line of fabric from Laundry Basket, and it is so beautiful. Look at these blues and creams. Like, it is the most gorgeous. I don't know if I held that up high enough for you to even see, but look at, I mean, it is so lovely. So as soon as she told me which line of fabric she was using, I have a Churn Dash pattern that I wrote years and years ago that is zero waste when you use a layer cake. So I bought a layer cake because I knew that I'm too old to learn new tricks. No, I'm really not. But I like doing my zero waste Churn Dash. Like, it's one of my very favorite blocks in the world. So I ordered a layer cake. I got a background fabric because I'm going to lattice mine. Kari's pattern is super straightforward, just checkerboardy. But I'm going to lattice mine. I'm going to do an inner border and cornerstones. I'm going to do an outer border. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And then I even went ahead and ordered my backing. Like, I am set. And if my quilting's up bigger than I think it's going to be, because I was doing the math and went, whoa, I may be able to make a lot more blocks than I thought. It might fit my bed. Then this won't be enough backing, and I'll just bind with this, and then I'll just have this gorgeous fabric for whatever I need it for later.
That's
so
right.
I love scraps. They're a good thing. So I'm just going to put that there.
While we're talking about quilts, can we mention our quilt of the day?
So here's the quilt of the day. While I was traveling this month, we took the Airstream, and that is a much more luxurious way of traveling, and I can take tons of things with me. Like, there is zero limit. I can just, you know, pack that thing full.
Squirrel it away.
Yes. So I took 2 quilting projects and my sewing machine and all my, you know, all the things you have to take when you're a quilter. So this was one that I had started piecing, I think in April, maybe, or May, maybe early May. And then when we left town, I just left it like scattered around my sewing machine. I didn't get back to it all summer. And so I picked it up and took it with me and was able to finish piecing it. It's a free pattern from Laundry Basket Quilts again. So love Edyta Sitar's patterns and fabrics. It was designed for her Bed of Roses line of fabric. It would be beautiful in any of her fabrics, but I chose, and this is kind of funny, all of these plaids and stripes are from Primitive Gatherings, Lakeside Gatherings collection. Lakeside Gatherings was one of my very favorite collections of hers, and these are the wovens. And so they're all woven fabrics. And then I had a Primitive Gathering floral, and I think it was called Flower Gatherings. Maybe it was called Flower Basket Gatherings. But they're the background prints, the shirting fabrics that are the backgrounds. So I just alternated. I had 4 charm packs of the plaids, and I had a layer cake of the shirting. And so I just made these blocks, this flower shop quilt block. And this is a free pattern that you can download from Fat Quarter Shop.
We'll put a link in the description.
Absolutely, which is always nice because, you know, of course, they even show you, like, if you'll buy all these fabrics, here's how you can put them in there. But, you know, the patterns at Fat Quarter Shop are really wonderful, and there's so many free ones that if you haven't ever just typed in free layer cake pattern on Fat Quarter Shop and looked for one, I wanted one specifically. Like, I was doing mental health chain piecing, So I didn't want to make any triangles. Like I was like 0 triangles. What can I do? And I love how this looks. I feel like it's very masculine. Even with all the flowers in it, it's given sort of a masculine energy. And I haven't decided yet. It's so much browner than I expected it to be. Like I thought it was going to be gray, and I don't think it's gray. So I think I'm either going to get a navy blue or a sort of medium, almondy brown minky for the back.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Somebody's going to have a snuggly quilt by the end of this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's just a couch size. I think if I remember right, it finished like 65 by 80 or so, which is a great lap quilt size.
Yes.
So anyway, made that one just in the Airstream one day.
And this is our first quilt of the day that's actually a quilt top.
That's true. Yes, I haven't gotten this in the long arm yet. Literally, we got home day before yesterday from our month-long trip. And I asked Mallory this morning and said, should I show this? I just finished it. I think it's a good idea. I have plenty of quilts I could show that are actually quilted quilts today, but while I'm working on one, it's kind of fun.
This is topical. You made it this month.
I did.
And it's really funny that you only got home 2 days ago. We had Flossy Floozies last night, and so we got to see all of our local stitchers.
Yeah, that was
great.
great.
And they immediately asked, when's the next FlossTube, which I think is hilarious. We love you ladies.
Yeah, it was.
This is for you.
It was very funny. But yes, we are happy. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to have a quilt done. It's a good feeling. Like those of you who both quilt and stitch, it's more work to quilt. Stitching is a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. A big project, you should absolutely celebrate when you finish a big project. But
or a page.
Or a page.
Or a couple hours. Celebrate as much as you want.
A motif.
That's right.
In fact, I'll show you one that every motif I finish, I'm like, woohoo, look how cool that is. But for quilting, it's harder to get into it. It's harder to set it aside and come back to it. It's harder to push to the finish in a lot of ways, just because it's, you have to set aside this real period of time. It is great if you can put some strategies in place so that you do a little bit of piecing every day, or, a little bit of quilting every day. Maybe some of you are hand quilters, and so you have something in a hoop and you can just sit and put a couple of strands. I mean, it's the same as stitching. A couple of strands of quilting thread, and someday you'll be finished. It just keeps adding up. So
yeah.
It's the way Nerissa always says. Nerissa says, stitch at a time, and someday we'll finish. And I think that's fantastic.
Yes, that is wonderful.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about our next retreat, because the next video we do you think it'll be before or after we've gone to the Queen City Stitch Retreat?
I hope we can get one in before, because I go to a quilting retreat with my friends at Fort Caswell the weekend before we go to Queen City. So I have 2 weekends in a row in October that I'll be gone, both retreats. I mean, this is not a bad thing, right? So I get to go quilt for 4 days, which gives me high hopes of actually finishing the churn dash quilt, Kari. So yay.
Yay.
And then we go to Queen City.
Yes, and Mom and I are attending that one together, and that's going to be so fun.
Yes.
It's a Mirabilia themed, and so having never stitched a Mirabilia myself by Nora Corbett, I have a pattern that I am hesitantly afraid to start.
It's so funny, because you're going to see one of her whips today, and it's easily twice as big as most of the Noras are. So,
but for some reason, like the way that her designs flow and color is used in her designs, and it's all very organically shaped.
Right, and all the fancy, like the sparkly stuff and beading.
Sparkles.
So yes, we're both the same. I love all of you people who stitch Mirabilias. Like, I've watched Samantha, the Huga Stitcher, for years, and I love seeing the progress she makes on her Mirabilias, her Nora Corbett's, her chatelaines, her, like, all these very fancy things. I've done none of those. I've done none of those.
And beadwork always impresses me.
Yes.
always.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, just the two of us getting away for 3 days in Charlotte is going to be fantastic.
It's going to be so fun.
Because we went in April was our last retreat. And we haven't done one since. So
I'm ready to retreat again.
Yes. Retreating once or twice a year is necessary for one soul, I think.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
So we've got that to look forward to too.
Yeah. Great.
We got
All right.
lots of good things coming.
So this quilt top is the only thing I finished in the last month because I was on the road again and I did not.
But you progressed through many projects.
I did.
You took 22 projects with
I
you?
did. I took so many projects. So I have a few to show, and I did make a lot of progress on all the projects I took, which is astonishing to me. Not all of them. You'll see why.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
You took a bunch with you.
I took a bunch. I made a bunch of progress.
Yes.
It's great.
I took 3 projects with me to Floozies last night. I only touched one of them. So
Perfect. That's
sometimes
usually the way
that's
it
just
goes.
how it goes.
But Mallory has some finishes to show, so we're going to let her
do.
show her finishes.
I think I'm going to start with Let's Talk Stitching, the hands-on design pattern that's all about cross stitch. You might remember I showed this one last time, but I made a minor change to the pattern as you see it here. The frog design was something that I was like, I don't know about that frog. He doesn't spark joy. So I was like, let me see what I can do. And so I redesigned the frog element, and I also changed the hoop from white like it is in the original pattern to more of a wooden color because I use wooden hoops when I use hoops. This was all stitched in hand, however, onto black fabric, and it's 14 count Aida. I'm just really pleased with how it came out.
I can see through it, so I wonder if you can see through it. So I'm going to put this right there. Maybe that helps.
I'm really pleased with how it came out. Like it was a fun one to stitch. I don't know what it is about me with black fabric. If I don't have a black fabric project going, I feel like I'm missing something. So it was a wonderful one to work on. I have not decided what my next black project will be.
Well, I have the quilting one of these not finished that you could finish out, and then we would have matching.
And then we'd have matching. Yay!
Okay, so that's the joke about this one to me is that I bought and kitted up both Let's Talk Stitching and Let's Talk Quilting at the same time, and I was not allowing myself to start the stitching one until I finished the quilting one. So this one was sitting there unstarted. And I just passed it on to Mallory because I don't even stitch on 14 count Aida really anymore.
Yeah.
So, and now she's completely finished it, and I still haven't worked on the quilting one at all, and don't know when I will. So there you go.
That's okay. You got other projects that
I
have
do.
your interest.
That's right.
Stitch what brings joy.
Yes.
Stitch what you want to stitch.
This is adorable. Now, what's cool about this pattern is that she's also got this little small that you can do that's a hoop finish, and she's got it so that you can make it like into the front of a bag, which is just wonderful options, you know, to do more with this.
And I seriously considered that bag option.
Yeah, and we have a couple of other little stitchy days coming up, like our Flossy Floozy Stitch East retreat is November 1st, and we both have to make a small. You could get a great small from this.
Here's what I'm thinking though. How bad would it be to just interface this, add a panel of fabric on each side, and make myself a nice big project holding bag?
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like a tote bag?
absolutely. It would make a great project bag. And, you know, I can do that part for you.
Yeah, and that would be, obviously, I haven't finished this one finished, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So maybe that would be an option.
Sure. Yeah, I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Because it's on a good stiff Aida, and by the time we interfaced it with something, you know, sturdy.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about interfacing last night when we were with our friends, the Floozies, and it is, if you want to save your needlework from coming unstitched, if it's something you're going to be handling, a good idea to interface the back side of it. It kind of fuses those stitches to the fabric a little more securely, and then you've got that stiffness if you're making it into a bag or pillow or what have you.
Okay.
All right, so that was one finish that I had. My other finish is my original design, and this one has a bit of a story. So this is inspired by the book series of Fourth Wing, and it is a fantasy romance series. It's quite spicy, so if that's not your cup of, don't worry about it. But the slogan that is in like the very first page of the book caught my attention, and I was like, that would be a great cross stitch. And so I designed this on Floss Cross and stitched it up myself. But when I finished it, I was like, I don't know how I want to finalize it, like finish. So I was hemming and hawing about what I'm going to do and finally settled on, I'll just get a frame. And as I'm thinking about it, I get a phone call. And my husband says, hi, honey, I'm at Hobby Lobby. Do you need anything?
He's so good.
He's so good, guys. He's the best. And so I said, okay, so don't panic. But I do need a frame to finish with my cross stitch pieces. Would you mind looking for a frame for me? Like a square 7x7 or 8x8 would be great. And he was like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. Can you send me a picture of your cross stitch so that I make sure that the frame is going to complement it? You guys, he's so romantic. He doesn't even know. And so I was like, sure, no problem. And I text him the picture. And a few minutes later, he calls me and he's got several options. And so he reviews the options for me and we settle on this one. But guys, it's so good when our partners are supportive of us, not only verbally, but also in action. Like, that was such a sweet thing that he was at Hobby Lobby, did extra shopping just for me because I needed a frame. So thank you, Mike. I love you so much. And I really love the way that it came out.
Yes, I think it's a perfect frame for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're just displaying it on a shelf?
I have upstairs, I just recently moved one of those storage cube units, you know, where you can have like the storage boxes. I keep all of my yarns separated that way, but I had recently put upstairs in the hallway one of those. And I was like, it needs something to go on top of it. And no, I've got a beautiful little piece to go on top of it.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah. So that was a fun one.
That is so cute.
A good finish.
Okay.
And I just laced this. I didn't say that, but I just laced this onto a piece of mat board that I had prepped by putting some batting on so that the stitches have that fluffy quality to them.
Yeah, no glass.
No glass. It's just lovely display.
I love it. Okay. Any other fully finished?
Yes, but not cross stitch. So dragons on the brain. I bought myself a pattern that's called a pocket gliding dragon. Guys, they are little, tiny pocket squares. It's literally a granny square with some modification. And I've made dragon after dragon after dragon. I'm not sure why August, September has been dragons on my brain, but they are just the cutest. This one, the green, glows in the dark.
Oh my goodness.
This one I decided to do no beads and I just gave her a flower. So this is the back side and then there's my little dragon. And there's a loop here under the head so that it has some structure to rest on your hand and you can glide and fly them around. They are entirely too much fun.
How much are you going to sell these for?
$12.
$12.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is such a sweet little toy.
It's so sweet. And my kids have, of course, already coerced me into making several for them. So both Gumdrop and Gingersnap have their own dragons. But this one is for Grams.
Oh my goodness.
You might remember you bought me this yarn.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. I got a bright primary colored dragon. Okay, so we're going to play Name That Dragon. And look now, look at the colors. Look at this very primary colored dragon. Remember that I am the biggest Sesame Street fan on the planet. Muppets are my spirit animal. So actors who love Muppets, the best, okay?
Yes.
So anyway, think of a name. Any name will do. We will. He needs a name. So you guys comment a name for my dragon. Oh, okay. He's going to have to sit right there. Fantastic.
They're just so cute and they've all got such personality and they work up fast. I was able to make 4 of them while my children did their standardized testing this year.
Oh, that's
So-
that's a good use of that time. I mean, come on. Which, by the way, blew those test scores out of the water. Were you surprised? No. Okay,
It's funny how much people go, oh, you're homeschooling, and think those poor kids, they're going to be so far behind.
I
and then
know.
I've got a rising 5th and 8th grader that are off the charts. Literally, for my oldest, she's in college grade level for most of her subjects. And I just think, what am I going to do
Right.
with these kids?
it's not
I
hard.
keep them busy.
Yeah, they're easily. I mean, they are still children. Yes. So they've got some things to learn.
Yes.
What else?
All right. Oh, I also, this was a design, I saw a picture on Pinterest and was like, I have got to make one of those. My husband has been on a journey over the past few months trying to increase his spice tolerance. So far, he has not found anything that is too spicy. But I made a ghost pepper.
Okay.
So it's a...
Okay. Look at his little angry face. Oh my goodness.
It's because he's spicy.
Oh my goodness. See, this is a perfect addition to Halloween decor that you didn't even know you needed. I mean... You can have Taco Tuesday and Halloween at the same time.
At the same time.
That is lovely.
It was fun. I keep a box for my amigurumi making that has all of my eyes and my finishing needles and a couple of tiny skeins of yarn because these things don't take very much yarn. And I sat down and started working on it at the same time that my husband was downloading a video game for us to play. And then he's troubleshooting because it's not downloading properly. By the time he was done, I finished it.
Nice. I told you, she does crochet like the wind blows. That's lovely.
It's so cute.
That's wonderful. What else?
What else? Oh, this is the one that came out of storage.
Okay.
That I was mildly upset with myself over. Like, Mallory, why didn't you ever finish this?
Okay.
But this was going to be a stroller blanket for Gingersnap.
Oh.
That never got finished.
Right. You know, she's nearly 14.
Yes. So this is alpaca wool.
Oh.
Purchased from Unwound in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. I splurged and bought myself because it came with all of these colors in a package together and thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be the sweetest, softest, perfectest little baby blanket. So I did a basic ripple, and when I ran out of yarn, I went, oh crap, it's not big enough.
No, it is big enough. It's perfect for a stroller blanket or a car seat blanket.
Right.
Oh my gosh, the baby that got this, that's a winter baby and had it, you know, in their car seat.
Yes, will be very, very snuggly and warm. But I was a little frustrated when I ran out of yarn because it wasn't as big a blanket as I was hoping for. And I left all of my ends showing. I had all these knots on the edge and like pieces. And I was like, Mallory, why'd you do that? So I, over the years, have gotten much better at tucking my end yarns, and I actually enjoy it.
Could it be because you had an infant child you were caring for at the time?
I don't know what you're talking about. And so I was able to go,
cut yourself some slack.
I was able to go back and tuck all of those ends. And it is such a rewarding feeling to know that it is 100% done. And it will be one of my objects on display at my craft fair to see if anybody wants to take this beautiful little baby blanket home.
You know, I have a wool blanket upstairs that I was crocheting for Gingersnap. That's an unfinished object as well. I should pull that out and look at it sometime.
See, I don't know where I get it from.
No, I have no idea, but no. That is beautiful. I love that yarn.
I brought an entire gigantic bin full of unfinished projects home from our storage unit and kind of disgustedly took everything out and laid it on the bed and went, Mallory. So then I sorted them into just about finished. So I had this baby blanket and another one and a lovey that all they needed were the ends tucked.
Isn't that a good feeling? You know, that's what I did before in July with all my cross stitch pieces, was sort of sorted them into, you know, those categories of barely started all the way to just about finished.
And it is helpful for you to organize your projects in that way because the dopamine hit for actually finishing something is stellar, and it will give you that nice little boost to get into the ones that are only halfway done, that you're going to have to put some more work into. It's going to take time.
Right.
But you get to them.
Sure.
I also made this little mushy boy. This is one of my original designs, and I sell these like hotcakes at the craft fairs. It is just a little guy. He's a little mushroom fella. He's got little specks of the same color that his body is on the cap, so it looks like he's spotted. But the best part of these guys is they got booty cheeks.
Okay. Yeah.
They got little old booty cheeks.
I can see where this is a super fun little thing to have sitting on your office
It's a great
desk.
desk mate. Like,
Yeah.
how can you not be happy looking at this little guy?
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're having a bad day, just turn him around and let him moon you, and that will make you feel better.
Or just think about the fact that if he's facing you, he's mooning everyone else.
There you go.
That's even better. Yeah.
Anyway, I call these mushy boys. And
Okay.
I bought this red and a green and an orange. So I've got chunky yarns for days that are going to be made up into more of these little guys.
They're very cute.
They're very cute, and they just crochet up super quick. If you're looking for the pattern, this is an original Mallory Bosse design. Just let me know in the comments that you would like the pattern, and I can send it to you for free.
Yeah, or
If you
send us
crochet-
an email at stitchingonislandtime@gmail.com because we both get those.
Yeah, if you crochet and you want to make yourself a little guy, the pocket dragons, however, that is not my pattern. It is available on Etsy, and it's only $4 for the bundle. That's the pattern for the beaded dragon.
Nice.
So-
Well, that's very affordable.
Very affordable, especially since I've made 55.
That's probably not an exaggeration, people.
Well, I wasn't exaggerating. No.
Exactly. Okay. And that is all the finishes?
That's all my finishes.
See that? She's been busy. Okay. Now we're going to get into some whips. And I have so many that I'm going to do like what I think go together and then take a break and let Mallory show one or two and then do that again. So, but
Mallory only has one or two.
okay, well, then this may be the Lori show for a little while because I
Lori
took
show.
so many with me and I really did work on a lot of them. We have longer, and I met my step count so many times, and we stayed at a state park, so we got to do lots of hiking and walking, and it was lovely. Anyway, so my first one that I want to talk about is the Black Rooster Stitch Along. It's the Black Rooster 1811 Summer Stitch Along from Soda D. And I have kept up 100% with this one. So Saturday, we didn't even say that. Today is Friday, September 12th. Saturday, September 13th, I will get the final clue to fill in the spot right here.
Whoop, whoop.
So the only thing that is available I could have stitched and haven't stitched yet is I haven't chosen what color to make the LM in my alphabet and what exactly I'm going to put right in the middle. Because I don't know if I want to put an M. I don't know if I want to put LM. I don't know if maybe I want to put over 2025 because it says 1811, anno 1811 because that's part of the reproduction. But, anyway, it's been so much fun to stitch. I did my own color conversion on this one and switched it to Belle Soie. And the Belle Soie have just been a dream to work with. The first thing I did, though, on the trip was yank my green Belle Soie and rip the hole. And,
no.
that was so annoying. But anyway, so I, patched it with tape, as one does. Anyhow, I've got these Belle Soie, and they have been so much fun to stitch with. Most of them were left over from my Ann Hunt that I had stitched back in April. So I really feel like this was free.
This is a free one. It's just
Yes.
practically free.
And-
And I love the little black rooster. I know that's where the pattern gets its name, but he's just so charming.
He is.
And the fact that Mom was working on this actively when I discovered that my little baby chicks are 2 out of the 3 are roosters.
Yes.
Black roosters.
And they're
I was
super
like,
cute.
That's so perfect.
Yeah, they're super cute. So this one I'm stitching on a piece of Swan Bay fabrics. I think it's Pemberley. I didn't make myself a project card. I don't know why I didn't. It was dumb. But I didn't on that one. So
It's okay.
and then the next thing that I worked on were all my Crochet to Go-Go samplers. So I have all 6 of the seasonal samplers that she has released underway as whips. I started originally with the winter sampler. I've bought each one as it's come out. And then I started both the summer sampler and the American sampler in July. So these, all of them are underway. And what I decided to do was to pull them out and bring them up 5%, all 6 of them, while I was on my trip.
That's a great goal.
Yeah, because each one of them is about 30,000 stitches, some a little more, some a little less. And so, you know, that's a lot of stitching. Yeah. So here's the progress I made on Summer Sampler. I started this one. Oh, it's got a needle holding it together even, not just in it, but like, so. All right, here's Summer Sampler. I had gotten all the border done when I started it, and I had gotten the swan finished, but I moved on across and I got the turtle stack underway, and I got all these, you know, trees and some of this middle basket part.
Yeah, it's
none
lovely.
of these will be ironed because literally we've been
Actively
home a day
working
and a
on them,
half.
yes.
I've been home a day and a half. I haven't pressed anything. But anyway, I was very pleased with where I am. Let me see. Summer, when I started it, it was at 15.98%, and I brought it up to 20%.
Heck
So
yes.
it is 20% complete, and that's the Summer Sampler. And then the other thing I did while I was traveling is I double bagged these.
So that you had 2 projects per
Two
project
projects.
bag.
So I put spring and summer together.
Sure.
Spring was at 15.2, and I brought spring up to 25%.
Oh, snap.
So I did a lot of work on spring.
Oh, it says
And it's
spring.
mostly because I did the house.
Yes, and that house.
And the house has got, like, I finished out the roof, and I got the house going, and I started putting in those.
It is a dense one.
So it's, you know, when you're doing solid stitching like this, the stitching adds up quickly to your percentage of the thing. One of the things I want you to notice as I show all these, because I've got all 6, is how I started them all differently. Like this one, I haven't finished out the border yet.
Right.
And
Very unlike you.
and I didn't tell you what fabric that other one was on. This one is on Cedar River Coffee Stain. I'm doing them all on 36 count. And that's why they went with me on this trip, is that I learned in June I had taken too many high count projects with me and not enough 36. And
Right.
traveling, and you know, I even took a magnifying lamp with me, but still just it's easier and faster to stitch on 36 count while I'm away.
Sure.
So anyway, there's my spring.
It's beautiful.
So I'm going to hand these to you and let you bag them. That way
Yes,
maybe we'll go a
ma'am.
little faster.
I
All right,
got
so
you.
that was spring and summer, and this bag then has fall and winter. And this is what I love. Like, here's how I keep my winter floss. So I've started these so far apart from each other that I have them completely, this is the autumn floss and this is the winter floss. I have them in completely different systems, you know, and the spring and summer are both on floss drops, which, you know.
And this is all DMC?
It's all DMC. Yes,
Wonderful.
it makes it really nice for working on these projects.
Especially if
Here
you're gonna
is
be-
autumn.
Off in someplace that they wouldn't have any specialty threads.
Here is autumn,
So
and
pretty.
I added that bear.
Look at
So
him.
the bear is coming in. I added a little bit more on the leaves, and like I think this squirrel and some trees came across, but mostly it was that bear. I remember working on
love
him.
that
He's super
bear.
cute.
so
And you notice I'm not very picky about where I pick up and end. Like I didn't have to finish the bear. I had done enough stitches to cross from, let's see, autumn went from 22.32% to 30.39%. And that was enough for me. I was like, that is a
Absolutely.
lot done. And then here is winter. And winter was the first one that I ever did. And it's also on Cedar River Lane. This one's on Overcast. And so I started at the bottom. So I still have the whole house to go. What's neat about all these Crochet A Go-Go charts is they all have a very similar layout. They're all the same size. The borders are really similar. Like right now, I love having some stitching that I don't have to look at a chart for.
Yes.
So it's really nice to know, you know, I don't want to have to look at a chart. Let me just pull out this stitch and keep doing that repeating border. And so that's kind of why I leave them like this. I also like having some stitching that I'm just filling in. So having a house that's been sketched out and that I can stitch in, that's a good thing too. So anyway, that's fall and winter.
It's really
Autumn
nice
and
for when you want to binge a TV show or something, for you to have something that's not going to require very particular counting. You know, it's a repetitive
or
order.
retreats. We've got retreats coming up.
Yes, when you're trying to hold a conversation and count at the same time.
Yes.
I don't know. We're both mathematicians, but I struggle with that.
I do. I really do. I like people too much. My Halloween one was at 20.36, so I brought it up to 25%. And I got started on the house, and it's a much spookier little roof line that I've got going there. So, you know, more of the trees, and
I
think I brought the border all the way on around.
Yes,
I don't
you
remember
did.
if
Look
it
at
was
that.
like that. So, yeah.
Wow.
So this one will be fun to work on this month. I have this in my Starry Owl bag, which I love for it. It's so great.
This is Halloween.
I know, it's so wonderful.
I love it.
And then last but not least, I have my American sampler in one of my Julie Just Sews folders.
Which is the perfect one.
Yes, it's fabulous. And I've got this one on Fox and Rabbit Saltbush, and it is so lovely. And I went from 20 to 25% on this, and now I'm at about 27%, I think. I've worked on it a little bit more. I worked on it yesterday for September 11th. Because you see my needle right there in the middle where I'm putting it on the screen. I worked on it last night at Flossy Floozies. And again, worked on it in an entirely different way. I started dead center on this one on July 4th. So I did the 4 July 1776 on the 4th of July this year. And I hope I'll have this one finished for the 250th celebrations next summer.
Yes.
You know, I may have it finished before then. I don't know. But I'm not working on it every month. I'm not getting 5% on every one of these because it was a lot of stitching.
Yes.
I know it looks like we went through that pretty quickly, but when I look at my book of days, here's my book of days and how full it was. It literally, like, for, I've got spring, Halloween, spring, winter, autumn, summer, American, Halloween, Halloween. You know, it's just like days and days in a row of alternating between them in order to get 5% done. Yeah. But I thought that was a good goal. You know, it just pushed them all forward a little bit more and made me feel really good that I had gotten that much finished.
That's fantastic.
Okay, show one of yours.
Okay, so I worked on the Quaker that was the freebie, the giveaway from the Williamsburg retreat that I went to. And I am crazy. One of the things that they gifted us was this adorable little project bag, and it's just one of those little zippered ones for holding your notions and whatnot. But I just loved the colors, and then it worked so well with the Quaker that they gave us that I grabbed myself a piece of 14 count white Aida and decided, oh, well, it's not going to be small enough if I work it as 14 count. But if I work it as 28 count over 1, it'll be just right. So this is 14 count Aida. I'm splitting each square into 4 so that I have 28 by 1 that I'm stitching this. And what's fun is the color that was given to us as well is Williamsburg blue. So
and was it because you only had 14 count handy? Because I know I've got some white 28 count in there.
Yes, but you weren't home, and I didn't want to squirrel through all of the fabrics. I was like, I've got this handy. This is fine.
I do wish you could see this up close because it is fantastic.
And it'll finish small enough that I can put it on one of those, you know, those billions of little rounds that we found when we were cleaning through all of the... I think it'll be just right to finish on a little circle and then stitch it onto here.
Yes. That's great. So when she says billions of little rounds, I just have bought the cookie ornaments, the ornament finishing sets from Fat Quarter Shop. Each time that their ornament books have come out, I've ordered probably 2 sets of the rounds and 2 sets of the ornament things and haven't finished any of them. So I have a stockpile of finishing pieces ready to go.
I also have to brag on my friend Melinda, who made this gorgeous project bag for the ladies that went together.
Yeah, I actually pulled mine out because I have my new start in it.
Like,
I have.
This is just the sweetest,
Yes.
most thoughtful gift, and she did such a fantastic job on these bags. And when we wanted to think patriotic yesterday for September 11th, I had to grab this bag because
Sure, because it's really your most patriotic
it's
stitch
my
you've
most
got
patriotic.
going right now.
Yep, absolutely.
Williamsburg, not so much, but yeah,
Well,
that's
I mean,
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
Colonial Williamsburg. That's part of our history.
Okay. Ready for me to go again?
Go for it.
All right. So this one you're very familiar with. This is his eyes on the sparrow. I started with sparrow at 53%, and I think I've made it to 61 or 2%.
What?
I know.
That is
it's
a
great.
crazy amount of work.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so I got a lot more border done. I turned a corner, so
Up here.
all this extra dirty teacup is gonna get cut off. And then I stitched this horse and all these motifs and this cow. I love that spotted cow and this peacock and this little flower pot. And
I
so
love the
I have
peacock.
all of this new that I have added.
I love that the cows are reverse colors. You know, this one's
I-
with dark spots,
the
this one with
all
light
the
spots.
pieces are so
That's
it's
so
really
great.
fun when you look at it close. Like this bird is the opposite of this bird, and
Oh, yeah.
this flower is the opposite of this flower.
Oh, that's
and
so
You know,
fun.
the star is not the same color as the star, but it's
Yeah.
so it's mirrored, but it's not mirrored. You know, which I just really like so much about it.
Wow.
But, so I, am moving along. I still haven't made myself finish out the words across the middle. I don't know when I will do that, but I'm pretty much all of this stuff is what I did right there, including this horse that you can now only see his butt. But
I'm going to quote Baby Gumdrop, that's impressive.
That's right. It was fun. It's on 36 count dirty teacup, which is just a magical fabric that you can just stitch like the wind blows, and I love it so much. I'm using all the called for floss, which means occasionally it's almost too light, and kind of ghosts a little bit, but I don't care. It just is so pretty. And I saw Kari, again, this is also the Lori and Kari show today. Kari started Consider the Lilies. She finally settled on which fabric she wants to stitch it on. She's got the Vicki Clayton silks. And so she got a good start. She's actually started it 3 times trying to decide what fabric to use. I know.
The struggle is real.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's underway on Consider the Lilies. My goal is if I can do what I have planned, then in March I can start Consider the Lilies because I should be finished with sparrow.
Ooh.
So the winter months will be very sparrow filled because
Sparrowful.
yes, definitely sparrowful. All right. Then, this is sampler summer for me. And so I was taking all my samplers with me. I also had, for Whip Go, that was the other thing that was really fun, is I'm still working on Sparrow in September because Sparrow was one of my September Whip Go calls. So
How
isn't
perfect
that
is
nice?
that? You're
So,
on the road and you have it with you.
absolutely.
And it gets called.
Yes. And my other September Whip Go call was also with me. So that was really fun. So I got to start both of them. Usually I'm traveling and I go, oh, that one's still at home. Well, I'll work on it when I get there, which is fine. I mean, I do that. Okay, this has got a couple of projects in it. Again, I've got them all shoved in here together. I actually think there are 3 projects in this bag.
Oh.
I know, but they all go together a little bit. So first up, we have Ann Taylor, which is by Heartstring Samplery. And I made some really good progress. I got all this alphabet going and these borders across here and completely finished my top section. So I was really pleased. I love this piece. It's DMC. It's 6 colors of DMC. And they are my colors. Like this exactly matches my living room. I'm very traditional, very green, very gold, very rust. Okay, so it's just beautiful. And because it was only 6 colors and my favorite needles came 6 in a packet, I put a little piece of wool on the back of each of my floss drops, and I have 1 needle per color. So that's really handy.
That's awesome.
That I can just thread a needle, you know, and have it ready to go. And so I'm really enjoying working on that. Again, that is Ann Taylor by Heartstring Samplery. I've got it on 36 count Lollybrock, which I love Lollybrock and its, you know, modeled colors here. I think it's going to be really beautiful as I get, you know, further down on the sampler.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
I started this one in May of 2024. And I don't remember, you know, what percentage I got to with Ann Taylor, but I made good progress.
Awesome. She's beautiful. And
She
these are the
is.
floss for that.
Yeah, and I had all 3 of these in my Buckleberry bag stuck together, because then this one is Agnes Carnes, and she is the piece that we started in May for Karen of Fox and Rabbits big birthday. And so I got this motif in going, and I just worked on it a little bit, and I thought it turned out really pretty. I'm doing this one with, I think this is Vicki Clayton Silks. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then I'm doing it on 40 count. And it's Inca, which is a Fox and Rabbit fabric, which I kind of felt like was, you know,
Perfect.
the called for.
Yes.
And so I'm just going to keep working on this as I can. Again, this was one of my August projects that I
This is
wanted to
another
work on.
fabric with just beautiful modeling.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't show so much in this
But it-
light, but I
right,
can
but
see
it's-
it so much better on the reverse side of the fabric.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit of pink in
Yeah,
it.
it's gorgeous.
And then this one was just a fun new start that I decided, why not? Because, you know, what else am I?
Why not?
What else have I got to stitch, really? This is Mary Bovey, and it's by Stacy Nash. And Mary Bovey is one of those projects, you've seen other people working on it, that has the ugliest picture you've ever seen on the cover. No, I'm not exaggerating. Look at that.
Oh,
See, I mean, like,
that's
you
not
look-
flattering.
That's an unfortunate picture, and it's on Murky originally, and so I had gotten in some of those needle and flax orphan fabrics that Rachel was selling, and this one, I can't remember. I think it was just called Orphan Light. I think that's what it's called. So I don't know what color it is. It might be Hemingway. It might, like, I don't know. But I thought it was great, and I found no flaws whatsoever in it. So I think
Fantastic.
it's going to be great for this. And I did my own color choices, mostly from the called for, but also copying Chris, the camping stitcher, who I would have copied exactly, but I didn't have the colors that she picked. So I just picked my own. It's fine. Chris, but I am copying a lot of the ideas that she had, which is, use one green for all the green instead of brown, which is one of the colors that's called for the, and that's a very prim kind of thing to do, is to have like a brown for the leaf vine. They do it a lot in Blackbird. They do it a lot in Stacy Nash, and and sometimes it's a good effect, but I'm just, I'm brightening it up a little bit. So if you want to know what colors I'm picking, you can ask, but I'm only that far. So anyway.
But as you continue working on it, people might
That's
go,
right.
"Ooh, I like Lori's version."
Yeah, maybe, we'll see. So that's Mary Bovey. So those were my 3 like girly samplers that I had with me, except that I also had this bag with me. And so this is another one of my Julie Just Sews folders, and I grabbed it at the last second and tucked it around my magnifying lamp, because on the inside it just looks like this. I mean, it's got some needles, but it's just cushioned because there's a project in it. And so I just used it as the protection for my magnifying lamp. And then it was called as Whip Go for September. And I was like, hey, I have that with me. It was a complete accident. But it's Mary Gibson. And Mary Gibson is gigantic. And I love her so. and I have made a lot of progress on her. So, you know, it doesn't look like much, but you guys know it's a lot. So I only had these little red flowers, you know, like right in this corner. So I've done all the flowers in the border. I made it all the way to this side. I still have to do pink tips on the bottom part. But what I love about this border and working on it is that I've got those memorized. So I can just pull a strand of baked apple and put in some flowers.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's very meditative then. I don't have to look at a chart. And then I open my markup and just scribble, 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 color everything I've done and go, wow, that was 425 stitches. You know, like I'm so astonished by how much I've done.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same. This inner border is gold and it just goes all the way around. And it's this very, you know, sort of repeaty pyramid looking thing. And then, you know, I wanted to go ahead and get started on that alphabet. So the alphabet is Turkish red and there's two houses. Here, I've got a picture of the chart. There are two houses at the bottom. This is Mary Gibson, 1828, from Whilst Iris Naps. And what I remember, let me see what date I started this. It was September 22nd last year. I was watching Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher, and she said, this has now been released on Whilst Iris Nap's website. So if you didn't buy it as a Homespun Needleworks exclusive, then stop what you're doing and go right now and download the PDF. And I went, yes, ma'am. And I stopped what I was doing and I went right in and downloaded the PDF. And it was super fun to stitch that border in and have everything meet. So that's how I started, was with the green border. And then now I get to jump around, you know. So I am looking forward, like that. Look at that grass across the bottom.
Oh, it's like zigzagged different shades of green. I love that.
Yes, it's very pyramid-y, and then it's got these two identical huge houses.
I love that.
So yeah, anyway. So that's Mary Gibson, and I worked on her quite a bit, and I'm still working on her because she's a September Whipco. All right. I know, crazy. All right, then I did a bag all together. I'm going to do this one more, and then we'll pause. I did a bag all together of Teresa Kogut. I think this is it. And I started all the new Teresa Kogut things. So these were all new starts because, again, I have nothing to stitch and I have to stitch on things, so I had to start them. This is so pretty. I love it so much. This is Treasury of Compassion, and it is a single, very variegated thread from Valdani called Golden Autumn, and it's the called for. So I've seen people choose different threads that they like better, but I love this. It goes from almost purple to almost yellow, and with a peachy, orangey kind of middle in between there. And I love it so much. And, you know, Treasury of Compassion is a prayer that we desperately need in our world right now. Eternal God, in whom mercy is endless and the treasury of compassion inexhaustible. Look kindly upon us and keep on increasing your mercy in us, that in difficult moments we might not despair nor become despondent, but with great confidence submit ourselves to your holy will, which is love and mercy itself. Amen.
Amen.
Right? And so anyway, beautiful, beautiful chart, and I am having so much fun working on that one. And then I also started Goodness and Mercy, which is a gorgeous sampler that Teresa designed that has woolly sheep on it, so you know I have to stitch it.
Got to, can't help it.
It's just the way it goes. And I started this one on August 4th, so I took it with me and I worked on it a little bit while we were there.
Oh, it's lovely.
And it's on baked clay, so I'm doing it exactly as called for. I had this fat quarter baked clay. I started really close to the edge because I knew then I would have enough, and I could have started a little further over. I could have given myself another inch, but it's going to be enough for finishing, so
Absolutely.
I'm fine. But anyway, it's so pretty, and I worked on that fence and, you know, came down into that. Like, I want to get some sheep in there.
Yes.
So And I love this sort of purpley baked clay color. I think it's wonderful.
It's gorgeous.
And last but not least, oh, I forgot that was in there. Okay, last but not least, I have my Teresa Kogut Biscornu in here. So
I'm so excited.
years ago now, I started the Newcastle Bouquet Biscornu. And I was so smart because I did the bottom and got that much done so that I wouldn't just have one half done and then it sit there forever. So I have the bottom to here, and then here's my needle still sticking in this one too. Oh, and an extra
and you
needle.
stitched in the word top.
Oh yes,
That's brilliant.
I do always do that. On anything that's a repeated design like this, I always stitch in the top because,
Yes,
you know.
that's so smart.
And then I got a whole moth filled in
Oh, it's gorgeous.
on the top part.
It's so pretty.
So I was pleased to get that done. It is a Biscornu that looks like this.
Oh my god.
It's so pretty. But again, I did this years ago, so I have all my floss is DMC, and I have it on what I called bobbin drops. So I punched a hole in the middle of a plastic bobbin, wrote the name, the number, and the symbol on the bobbin, and then I can wind them. I cut everything to 18 inches because I'm working with one strand, and it's DMC. But I don't even have them on a ring. I just have them in a wad in here because I did have them in my Queen Elizabeth memorial tin.
Yes.
And it just, there no way to pack it like that. So I just dropped them down in here and it's working fine. And I have a tiny hoop because, you know, when you're working on something smaller like this, I put my little 4-inch hoop in there.
That
it
is
may
lovely.
even be 3 inches. It's small.
Dainty.
Okay. So, and so here's the other thing that's in here that I haven't talked about is my mother-in-law sent an old iPad to the children. And I put it in there because that's a lot of cushioning, right? For
There
to
you
travel.
go.
And I completely forgot.
That's so funny. Well, you guys saw this one. Started using this project bag, came from Stitching with the Housewives, the seasons that I finished over the last year. But I really love this little canvas bag and decided, oh, that'll be perfect for a project. So I happen to have some matching fabric. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So these totally go together. But when I was at the Stitching Kitten, I bought this pattern, and it's just one of those little one-sided patterns like that. But as I was working on it, a friend of mine, her orange cat that's been part of their family for 9 years, suddenly passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to turn this into a memory piece for their lost cat. And so change the wording. It's not going to say smile. It's going to have her name on it instead. Turn it into a little ornament and then gift it to my friend.
That's a great idea. I want to see it up close because I haven't seen it.
Sure.
I know you guys think we're just like pretending on these videos or whatever, but we actually haven't seen each other for a month. So if we weren't talking to you and each other, we would not know what each other has stitched on. Literally, while I travel, I think we text like every third or fourth day, a couple of sentences. Yeah. We just don't even get to talk. It's hard.
It is hard because we're caregivers.
Yes, we're busy.
When we're separated, we don't get to take each other's load. We just have to keep caregiving.
Right. When we're together, we definitely share that a lot, and we take care of each other, and that's really nice. So,
Yes,
yeah.
very much.
All right, so this was a crazy random happenstance, okay? So
I love those.
this was, I had packed everything into the Airstream, and we were gonna leave the next morning. What am I supposed to stitch tonight?
I already packed all my stitching away.
I packed everything, and I have a plan, and I can't do any. So
that's so funny.
I pulled out a whip. And then I had so much fun working on the whip that I was like, well, this has to go with me. And so I ended up working on this in the car as we traveled. And then I pulled it out again. So this is another heartstring samplery. I love Beth Twist designs. And this is Christmas band sampler. I didn't do any Christmas in July stitching at all this year. I was doing sampler summer and I just didn't even think about it. So this kind of became my summer, you know, stitching Christmas job. Anyway, I just worked on it a little bit more, filled in this berry basket, filled in the little quilts on the wall behind the berry basket. And I mean, it keeps going, obviously. I've started at the bottom and it's miles to go before I sleep kind of thing. But it's such a beautiful sampler. And I kitted this the first time I went to Dying to Stitch, hence the Dying to Stitch bag.
Fantastic.
I was in such overwhelm. If you've not been to a local needlework store,
Look how big it's gonna be.
I know. I hope it's not really gonna be that long. I don't really remember. I could look. Here, let's see.
We could do math.
I don't have to do math. Beth does math for me.
Oh, well, that's very
she
nice
probably
of her.
tells me how big it's gonna be. Let's see. It's 295 long. So I think I'm working on 36.
Yes, it is 36.
Yeah, so this is Patriot Sprue. Thank you, Dying to Stitch, for labeling everything. So 18 into 300, got any ideas? 20 would be 15 inches. So it'll be a little less than 15 inches.
I think you got plenty of fabric here.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But, so it's just going to be beautiful. And anyway, I went into Dying to Stitch and I was in complete overwhelm and I had no idea what I could do about that. And so I finally just slowed down and I picked one thing that I could do. Oh, and this is why this pattern has been avoided for a while and why I didn't get back to it. So the flowers that are all over the side, I bought the called for colors, but see this really hot pink?
Yeah.
And
I love it.
And then the red.
Right. It's
Are
more of
so
like a burnt
different
orange.
from each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think I pulled in, like, mulberry is the most used color, and pomegranate. Like, those were the two that were supposed to be used in the bulk of the chart.
I don't dislike
and
them together.
I don't either, but I feel like this is so orange. And so I had pulled in some Ruby Slipper.
Oh, okay.
And so I think I like Ruby Slipper with the pink better than I like the mulberry. And I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna use all three. And I'm just gonna see how it works out. Okay. I probably need another visit to Dying to Stitch to look at the model on the wall again. So I'm not going to their retreat this fall and I'm really sad about it. It'll be my first year to miss that in a while.
Their retreat was the one that made us. Oh no, it was barefoot needle art. So
Yeah.
I got peer pressured. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no.
Into making a floss tube.
No, yeah, Dying to Stitch, I actually last year went by myself, but it was great. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm sad I didn't
No.
get to go this year.
I was about to say it's a road trip, and that's
Yeah.
a one-day road trip.
It really is. We are very fortunate. We're about 3 hours from Dying to Stitch, so that's a fun one. Okay, and I think everything else that's left, you have another show and tell, or is that
I
you do?
do have one more.
Okay,
Yes.
show yours, and
Okay.
then I will show everything else that's left are like my souse
Okay.
that I need to be working on anyway.
So this beautiful project bag is by my friend Carol, and she is Fiber Antiquities.
Fiber Antiquities on Etsy.
And it's got this gorgeous vinyl. So I've been always folding my project up so that it lines up and I can see the pretty work that I've done. But this is a pattern called the Quilted Witch Cross Stitch by Lori Holt. And guys, I've finished 3 pages now.
Look how beautiful she is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it so Mallory can talk about it because she is a dream.
I literally finished this page yesterday at Flossy Floozies. Thanks, ladies, for letting me stitch with you. But this one was so dense because of all of those quilted skirt blocks. And I jokingly called it the sea of skirt because it was just so much solid, dense stitching. But then I had so much fun stitching this skirt, and each of the little squares are 7 by 7, so one square is 49 stitches. So think about how many stitches this skirt represents. But I loved every minute of it. I had so much fun. And it was really fun to, once you establish the background color, they all sort of match each other. So you know that, oh, when I go back, I'm going in with the same color for the ones that have that color background. I'm sitting there stitching, we're watching TV, and my husband notices I've got the pattern propped up, but like, 4 or 5 feet away from me. And he said, how can you see that? And I was like, what do you mean? How can you see what the symbols are, let alone the colors? And I was like, well, I sort of have it memorized at this point. But I just love her. I love her so much.
Okay, and we were talking about this last night. Look at this back, people. Look, I'm showing you her backside. Look how great she is. She's so gorgeous. Oh my word.
My mom showed my backside on YouTube.
That's okay. so beautifully done.
And I would loved having this little black cat needle minder for me to just like scoot around.
Oh yeah, that's a flamingo toes.
It is a flamingo toes. And it just happened to work out that I had this gorgeous black cat. That was one of the first things that I stitched.
I was going to say, you started with the cat, didn't you?
I started in the middle.
Oh,
so I
did you?
did a center start, and that first page, I just finished it entirely.
I gotcha.
And actually,
So
when I
pretty.
did the first page, went ahead and filled the whole broom all the way out so that I could see how wide it was going to be. And then realized, oh man, I definitely could have placed this differently on the fabric and saved a lot of fabric.
Well, it's all right.
But she's a big girl.
So this is 28 count?
28 count prim.
Okay.
And has just been a delight to work on. I'm doing 2 strands of DMC.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yep.
It is so beautiful.
And I love these little elements that are just the triangles on the squares. And every time I stitch one in my head, I hear Ninja Star.
Ninja star. They're actually friendship stars.
Okay.
See, I love Lori Holt's designs because it works so many quilting elements in there.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and I finished, when I was working on it yesterday, this medallion / quilt block up in the corner.
That is a gorgeous quilt
And I
star.
asked Mom, what is
I
this
don't
called?
know what it's called.
And she's like, oh, it's probably called something.
It probably
So
has
if
a
you
real
know,
name.
Let
That's
me know
right.
in the comments.
Yeah, what is this quilt star name?
It's so
I just
pretty.
didn't look it up for her. And
so pretty.
it's great because it's got, that fun double star middle and it's got an eye patch in the center. And anyway, I love it.
Squared out behind it with those yellow. I
Yep.
love it. Love.
Yep.
Anyway,
It's
it's been a delight to
fantastic.
work on, and I'm going to be sad when I'm done with it. But I know that when I finish this one, I have one very similar that I'm going to immediately pick up. So
That's great.
I'm already planning ahead as far as that goes.
So I brought this one with me. It's in my other Buckleberry bag that has figs and pomegranates. I brought this one with me because it was a Whip Go call for August. And I hadn't touched it in a long time. And I thought I would get a little bit done on it. And then I really did. And I got a lot done and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I worked on this while I was sitting at my mom and dad's house. And it is O Tomato from Hands On Design. It was the Dying to Stitch Retreat piece from 2023. And I got so much done. So all of these words are over 1 on 32 count. So they're reasonable because it's 32 count, but 1 strand. So this is a 32 count piece. Most of Kathy's designs are stitched on 32 count. She likes working with 2 strands. So this is 2 strands of floss. Everywhere it's a full X. It's 2 over 2.
I got to look at this close.
And then the over 1 is 1 strand over 1.
Which makes perfect sense.
Right.
Yes.
And so
It looks so tidy.
I know, I love it. So I did growing, and I got You Look So Fine done all over 1, including, and I got, the H and the Tom in for O Tomato, so I made it up to there. And then I got this little cluster of tomatoes all stitched. So I really was very pleased with how much progress, because, I just haven't touched this one in a long time. And I even posted it on Instagram and said, I'm just glad these tomatoes don't rot. Like they've stayed fresh and waited for me, because it is a beautiful piece. And what I love about it, it's very long because this is how it's finished.
Oh, I love that.
So
Yes,
at
beautiful.
Kathy's class, she provided us with the full finishing kit. So we have everything we need to do the fabric on the back, to finish it to a point, to make the spool, yeah, and then roll it up, yeah. So it's, you know, it's going to be gorgeous and will add to a beautiful tomato display. I don't think this one has been released to general public use yet. The other thing I love, Kathy always does this, she uses these squishy things.
Yeah, it's
you
like braided wire sort of.
Yeah. But she always does this. She makes a little, you know, project tag from the chart.
Laminated, nice.
Laminated. And then our colors for this were all color and cotton, which you guys know how much I love color and cotton.
Oh, yeah.
So she even had color and cotton color a new color for her called tomato leaves. So because she didn't have quite the right shade of green. So that's now a standard part of the color and cotton line. So you can order tomato leaves.
That's cool.
But you know, anyway, it's just beautiful, beautiful colors. I have so much fun working on this. And so I'm going to keep this one out, you know,
keep whittling away on it.
Yeah, because the over one is not as bad as I project in my brain that it's gonna be. You know, like I think, oh, over one. But I think if I do it in the morning, well, actually I didn't. What I did in Mississippi was during football. When there's something on television that you don't even have to look up and see, you know, then it's perfectly okay.
And this is a buckleberry bag.
This is a buckleberry bag.
Beautiful.
And yes, I love her bags. All right, so then in this bag,
a Lori Millsap original.
A Lori Millsap bag, I packed all my anniversaries of the heart. Okay, so here are all the ones I'm working on. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. When I left on my trip on August 12th, I had not yet done any of my August pattern. And I didn't even think about the fact that I wouldn't be back until September. I didn't get the September one in there. Okay.
And that's fine.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I have not finished. That's why they're all in there. And this is where I am. And I literally, at the end of August, stitched across July so that I could put in a little bit of August in August.
Yes. I think that's perfect.
So, but that's all I got done. So now in September, I've got to come across August to start the September block.
Sure.
But, you know, I'm okay with this. I'm doing the Teresa garden goose method. Oh, sorry, I didn't know my swan thread was in the center there. I'm doing the Teresa garden goose method, which is just do as much as you can in the month that it is, and then pick it up next year in that month. That's my plan. So I'm very patient with myself about this.
Good.
I've gotten a lot done. It's not, you know, as far as I wanted to. I did fill in a lot more on Mallory's house.
That's my house.
That's right, because May is for Mallory. But I still not finished with it, and you know.
It's so cute though.
It is a
It's
cute
got a
house.
little 1989.
Yeah,
That was a good year.
It was a very good year. So anyway, that's where I am on
Anniversaries
Anniversaries of the Heart, which is a sal that I'm doing with Kari Tiger Lily. Again, Kari is Tiger Lily Designs on Instagram. And then Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, theoretically. I haven't seen any Anniversaries of the Heart from Jessica in a very, very, very long time.
Whoa. Is this a call out?
No.
Okay.
No. Y'all know Jessica. She's so busy and she does so many things. It's fine. I mean, I haven't seen any Anniversaries of the Heart from Kari in months either. She's been working on other things. So that's just the way it works. And speaking of which, let's see, where did I put that? Oh yeah. So there's this little stitch along that I'm hosting called Ducks in the Orchard. I have it in my berry bag because I thought if I put it in my berry bag, Stitch Folk,
I'll want to touch it as much as possible.
I will do this nonstop. This will be the one I always pick up. And instead, I pull it out and I go, yeah, I don't feel like that one. And I put it away again. And I don't know why I'm like this, but I have done practically nothing else. I did a little bit more in this border, and that is all. And I can't really, it's not any kind of progress that I would say I've made progress on. But here's my ducks in the orchard. And we have the Ducks in the Orchard Sal hashtag on Instagram for those of us who are supposed to be working on it. I asked Stacy, the 911 stitcher, how she was coming, and she said that she didn't like her fabric and that she was going to start over. And I think that's what happened to a lot of people. Honestly, I like this fabric. It's Needle and Flax Mackinac Fudge. So, you know, the original was stitched on a fabric that was dyed by Barefoot Needle Arts called Pirate. What was it called that you did your...
Dirty Pirate.
Dirty Pirate, yeah. And Mallory had a piece that she did her Crow librarian on. But...
and the recipient of that piece was very happy to receive it.
Yes, Mallory sent it off to the friend that got that. But I, you know, I just didn't buy Dirty Pirate. I thought, well, I've got a sort of chocolatey brown Needle and Flax in my stash, and I don't know what I'll use it for otherwise, so I'll just do it on that. And I do like it, and I feel like the colors pop on it beautifully.
They really do.
But I don't know why I'm not working on it. I think it's because I'm hosting. So Kari and...
it's a mental block.
I think it is. I think it is a mental block. I think once the stitch along is over, I might just finish it. Who knows? I did the same thing with my master's degree, so it's okay. It's like, this is the way.
It's fine.
All right. I have only one more. I hope. If I find something else, then that's just the way it goes. I went ahead and did a new start yesterday on September 11th because I got the Land That I Love Biscorno book from Teresa Kogut. And if you haven't seen this, where have you been? It is so, so beautiful. It has 10 different Biscorno charts, and you can choose how to combine them. But I fell in love with topiaries and quilt block and red flowers. So I'm going to do this one that was done together. Like, I'm not mixing and matching at all. But I am going to do it on 2 different colors of linen.
See, that is fun. I do love that she did some on like entirely different color backgrounds.
Right. So yes. I'm doing the quilt block with red flowers on weathered stone ranch. And then this is I think it's called light nougat. Yeah, that is what it's called. Light nougat from XU Design. And they're both 36 count. So they should line up. They're not from the same designer. So they do recommend that you pick the same designer so that things shrink the same or whatever. But since I started already, and I'm pretty sure I already got off on my back stitching, I'm just not stressing about whether they're going to be exactly the same size or not.
That is fine.
But I got a little bitty start. I got 1 flower in the corner and a little bit of the green vine. And so cute. So I'm working on, and you know, technically there's enough here that I could do top and bottom on weathered stone. Sure. So if I change my mind, I will. But I kind of love the way this looks together. And I pulled out all my color and cotton floss and did a color and cotton conversion for the patriotic colors. I went online then to order more because I also have the Land That I Love sampler. And I thought, you know what? I like these colors so much. I could order more of these and do the sampler in the exact same colors. And I might do that, but I wasn't able to get Anchors Away. It wasn't on their list of colors that I could get anymore. And they were out of stock with winter flannel, which I really liked as my medium green. So, you know, I'll just wait and see if I'm ready to start that big red, white, and blue sampler. Yeah. The Land That I Love sampler that Teresa designed is where she pulled these motifs to make the biscornis. But I love everyone in here. There's like a killer page in here that everybody has to see. Look at
I love the
inside this back cover. Oh. Look at that. Like, that's why everybody should have biscornis, right?
Oh my
Just to have a little pile
of happy.
Yeah. I remember when I first started stitching. Oh, and I put it in my Liberty Hill bag
you, Melinda.
from Melinda. And I didn't even get to go on this retreat, and she still sent me a bag, which was really very, very sweet.
So sweet.
Yes. So that, I believe, is all my whips. Ta-da! I really did get, you know how sometimes you feel like you got nothing done in a month and you're like, well, maybe I got more done than I think. This time I'm like, I got a lot done, people. I really felt good about it, especially with the travel and the walking. I mean, I didn't check, but I know I hit all 3 of my, you know, walk and move and exercise goals many times this month. And usually my watch is like, girl, you have not done any steps.
Girl, what is you doing?
Why do you sit in one spot all day?
My robot overlords remind me when I need to move around.
Mine too. And it did tell me to stand up a minute ago, but that's the way that goes.
We've been here a little while.
Okay. Giveaways.
Giveaways.
I'm going to announce 3 giveaways before I do my haul because it's just fun to put this right in the middle of the show. We had Harvest Tiny Town was a duplicate that I had purchased because I don't know why, but since I already had one, I'm giving away the second one. And Bobby Joe Tansley. Bobby Joe Tansley, you are the winner. Yay. For those of you who win these giveaways, please send me an email at stitchingonislandtime@gmail.com so that we can mail these back to you.
And I'll stick it in the mail once we've got your street address.
Right, street address, and
you'll get this pattern and one of our corner gauges that says Stitching on Island Time.
There you go. Isn't that great? Okay, and then
make some Island Time, not Stitching on Island Time.
Right. Okay, and then we had the Chicken Club Florence that we've. It's even got needles in there.
It's got needles and floss.
Needles
it's got
and floss.
fabric.
All you need is pick your fabric, and this is going to Rhonda Edwards. Rhonda, you are Rhonda Edwards 6736. If you would send us an email, we will get this to you. And then nobody claimed this last pirate suit bag, and so I drew again, and Sandy D is won the pirate suit bag. Sandy D 5397, you are the winner of the pirate suit project bag. So if you will send us an email, and we will mail that off to you.
Yay!
All right, so 3 giveaways before you see how much haul I have.
Yes.
So
yes, it was fun as the packages would arrive while you were gone. I was like, oh, we're gonna have like
another
birthday,
one of those.
Birthday opening the sequel. You
right.
know, like,
it really wasn't so bad. What I mostly got this month, I got 2. Here, I'm gonna get these up closer to me so I don't have to bend over so far. I got 2 project bags. And you'll see why. Okay, so
you'll see why.
So look at this. Okay, so I am the world's biggest Alice in Wonderland fan. I just love Lewis Carroll. You know, he was a mathematician, right? So I just love, and a theologian. Wonderful, wonderful life story. Anyway, I love Alice in Wonderland so much, and my friend Sarah at Penelope's Pocket had a bag left with Alice this time, and I was so grateful, and so I ordered it all the way from the UK. Hi, Sarah. And I got a pair of scissors.
They're so dainty.
Look how cute they are. And I got the thread keep that has the little Alice face on it. Isn't it wonderful? So anyway, I'm super excited to have all of these things ready to go. I have multiple Alice designs in my PDF folder that is called Alice in Wonderland Designs. So I think the one I'm going to start though is a Quaker that is all done in one color blue. And it's just beautiful, and so I think that's what's going to go in here. I just haven't kitted it, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I ordered this like 2 days before we left, and it just didn't make it here in time. This beautiful bag is so it's William Morris fabric, and I just loved it so much. And as if the William Morris fabric is not enough on this gorgeous bag, and you know, look at that lining. It's in that duck egg. Oh,
delicious.
So pretty. It's from my friend Carol at Fiber Antiquities, and she also had the silk keeper that she started making, which I think is a genius idea.
That's brilliant.
To hold your 103 silk spools, or whatever other kind of thread you want to keep.
Sure.
And then a little thread keep.
I love the thread beds that she makes.
Isn't that wonderful? And then also a scissor holder. Isn't that wonderful? I just loved it so much. The whole set. I was like, yes, please. I need all of that at my house. And then, of course, she lives here. She's our friend. We saw her last night at Flossy Floozies. But because I ordered it from Etsy, she had to mail it to me because, Etsy tracks.
Got rules. Yeah.
They track packages. So anyway, those were the 2 project bags I bought this month, which really isn't so bad considering how many project bags I made for myself last month.
I bought myself things to make bags.
Oh, tell us about that.
I don't think I've shown you these yet.
No.
So I went to Raleigh for a doctor's appointment, took my children with me, and because we got there early, we had time to kill. So we walked around the Triangle Town Center for a while, and then I took them to one of my favorite stores, Craft Habit. And Craft Habit is delightful, especially if you are not really deep into a hobby and you just want to try different things. They have starter kits for any genre of crafting you can imagine. But they also have an excellent selection of zippers in colors. And so I bought myself some fat quarters that are just fun little pattern fat quarters, and then a zipper to go with it. And I'm just going to make the crocheted outside, and this is going to be the liner for the bag.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes, and so I've got all of these. This one's fun. It's got like potion bottles, and I just loved the bright colored zippers, the fun bright fabric. This one made me oh so happy because it's getting up to spooky season.
Yes, that's wonderful.
So I splurged a little bit on that.
That's very fun though.
And I didn't have to buy any yarn because goodness knows I have enough of that. It's just the fabric part.
Okay, but you need to address your yarn situation the way I talk about my fabric situation. I have sufficient fabric. I don't have excessive fabric. I have sufficient fabric. I might need more fabric. You might need more yarn. You never know when you need more of these things. So it's sufficient for your needs today.
Yes.
Yes, that's enough.
Yes.
Okay.
More haul?
Yes, tragically. Okay, so then the other thing that came up, I threw it on the floor. Well, I'm not picking it up, but I have all of my thread clubs that I belong to, and they are...
Mini much.
Yes, and I dropped one. So I think that's all. So I get the Belle Soie, and I saw that that's on its way for September already. So I get 3 Belle Soie every month. The ones for this month were Herb Garden, Butterscotch, and something that pink color is called. And then Floss Fix is my classic Colorworks thread club. And I got Pumpkin Harvest, Purple Aster, Purple Toile, Queen Bee, Rain Shower, and Rainy Day, which is really fun.
Lovely.
And then whatever the Weeks Dye Works one is called, Floss Frenzy.
On the ground, yeah.
Floss Frenzy is on the ground, but I got all those. And then this is my Gentle Art Club that I get from Millennial Fabrics. Now, I noticed Brenda and Laura learned about Millennial Fabrics this month. I love Millennial Fabrics. Sarah is the best. And this Gentle Arts Club that they have, these are 10-yard skeins. So it's a really good way if you've not been a person that's collected Gentle Arts over time. I like getting these big skeins. Gentle Arts is my new Color and Cotton because Color and Cotton Thread Club went away. So I started doing Gentle Arts. And the 10-yard skeins are really nice. And, you know, Gentle Arts is in a lot of patterns. You know, it is a called for floss frequently, but also I just use it when I want to stitch something. Yeah. So, and it's a lovely, soft, gentle variegation, and I'm a big fan of supporting Millennial Fabrics business by being in one of their clubs.
Fantastic.
So all of those came, and then my next Designer Mystery Block. This is block 3 of the 2025 Designer Mystery Club. It's the block of the month with Fat Quarter Shop. So this one was designed by Robin Pickens. So I'll be making that pretty
cute.
block.
I love
and
it.
yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics this year. These are, oh, I don't remember what the fabric line is. That's bad. But anyway, I have not started this quilt yet. And I would feel bad about that, but I only made one block of the 2024 quilt.
Oh.
So I'm a year and a bit behind on designer mystery quilts right now.
But you have a quilt retreat coming up next month.
But I have a quilt retreat next month, so I'll be making churn dashes and designer mystery blocks, and maybe working on my Barn Star sampler, which also didn't get worked on while we were traveling. So I am in the Hands Across the Sea Samplers, Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers group. And so I ordered the Maria Wales Newsom sampler from Nichol in August through that group, and was able to get her additional, oh, it's got a piece across it so you can't really see, but the additional sampler that she also stitched that is a, you know, a simpler little marking sampler.
Yeah.
For free when you ordered this one. So I got both charts together. I did not get any silk or fabric pulled yet, but what I am going to do on this one, and I have not yet done on any of the Hands Across the Sea charts, is I'm going to work in DMC, because Nichol does a magnificent job of matching the DMC color to the silk colors. And so I want, just for my own edification, to do one in DMC and see the look of DMC. I've enjoyed working on my Crochet a Go-Go ones so much, and they're all DMC. And I told Mallory, it sort of reminded me, you know, how nice it is to work with DMC, how fast you can go, how, you know,
Typewriter method, Danish style stitching.
I mean, how lovely your stitches look. So anyway, I think I'm going to work on this one in DMC.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fabulous.
Then I got my new Dying to Stitch club kit, which everyone else had already shown last month, earlier in the month, and I was so sad that it wasn't here yet, because you guys know how much I thoroughly enjoyed the first club kit for this year, and finished in, you know, it's framed and in my living room, and I love it. So I will start this one very soon, probably maybe later today, now that I've shown it. It's, you know, a beautiful antique sampler reproduction, Rachel de la Rue 1825 from Cross Stitch Antiques, and it's the club kit from Dying to Stitch, so you get all the floss you need and everything. But I was also kind of glad that it had not shipped yet, because I had emailed Anne and said, could you kit Quilted Tiny Town for me? And she included in my same package Quilted Tiny Town and the frill, which is so sweet, just a little sheep with the barn and the barn star and the frill. And I told her just to include whichever color of R&R fabric she thought would be great. And this is, when you order from an L&S, it's so nice. Like, here's the piece they cut for the frill, and here's the piece they cut for the Tiny Town. So they cut them to size. They have it labeled.
It's just right.
36 count iced cappuccino, because I told her 36 count because that's what size I need to go around my little spool that I want to finish this to go on. And then I, you know, had told her to kit it. So I got all the fabrics.
All of it.
She was out of Weeks Dye Works Scuppernong, but I'm pretty sure I have Scuppernong in my
Stash.
Yes. So I got all of that in one package together. I was so happy to have that Quilted Tiny Town. And it's just nice to be able to say, just send me everything I need. Just send it. I need all that. And, you know, it sounds excessive, except that we're 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So by the time, you know, you factor in the cost of a day of driving up and back. I mean, as much as I'd love it, and I'd spend a whole bunch more money if I went there, it's actually economical to have her kit it and send it to me.
Yes, we're saving the planet by not burning all that gasoline.
Right, right. And it's saving my budget by not helping me buy everything else that's beautiful and in that store. So,
speaking of beautiful and in the store, we stopped at Five Below of all places, and I found a beautiful little black book that's a collection of Edgar Allan Poe's poetry, classic tales of horror. And I loved it so much because we had just watched a FlossTube where somebody did a book finish.
oh yeah, Teresa Kogut does that a lot, but yeah.
I loved the concept, and I was like, ooh, and wouldn't this book be delightful to have a little cross-stitch finish on the back?
Absolutely.
So this is haul/plans for me. I think I'm
Sure.
going to do a design. I'm going to design something myself.
Okay.
Because I just really love it.
Yeah,
I really love it.
that's very fun.
But the gilded gold pages and everything, like the whole thing, I was like, oh, I have to have that.
yeah,
I need it.
That's wonderful.
So that was the end of haul for me.
Okay. We may be ready to move into the yarn portion of our video because as far as my plans go, I am going to continue working on, well, Mary Gibson and His Eyes on the Sparrow are my whip-go calls for this month. So I want to get Mary Gibson up to 15%, which is, you know, quite a bit of progress on her, and Sparrow up to 65%. My thing with Sparrow, okay, so this is September. If in October I'm at 70, November I'm at 75, December I'm at 80, then January is a slow month, and I think I can get to 90, and February get to 100, because I'll be pushing, you know, so do 10% both of those last 2 months, and finish Sparrow in 2 years, it will have been. So that's my goal. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't get it finished by the end of February, but it's so joyful to work on that it's not a punishment to have, you know, so I think I'll start it on the first of each month and just do the thing until it's done.
Yeah.
And see if I can't finish it in February, because that would be super fun. And then I can start considering the lilies in March. And to that end, what I don't have to show in haul is I ordered a yard of dirty teacup and I ordered a half.
You're doing it again.
Yeah, because I just love dirty teacup to stitch on. It is such a joy. When I was going through the Biscornu book and trying to decide which one I was going to start, I pulled out all my 36 count linen and started, you know, refolding things and considering what I needed to. And there are some pieces of linen that I just want to stitch on, you know, that I just go, oh, I should be working on this because it's so beautiful. Like, I'm so happy I switched my American sampler to Saltbush.
Right.
Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit is like the perfect gray. I have loved it. So I've got to buy another piece. Like, I need to have it.
And that pattern just has so much white that you need something
that you
the
need.
white's going to stand out on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, anyway, and then I did want to say, since I've been home, I've remembered how bad the internet is at my house. Because while I was on the road at both parents' homes, both Dennis's parents and my parents, they all have high-speed internet. And so I watched so much FlossTube, and I wanted to thank the friends on the road, Tara at Sully Stitches, Sarah 1 and 2, Sarah Stitchy Spot, and Penelope's Pocket, Jim, who is stitching Jim, Lisa, who's the Kindred Stitcher, Jackie, Comfort Stitching, Nicole Spore, Sheri at Colorado Cross Stitcher, Brenda and Laura, of course, Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, of course, Holly 1 and 2, Hobbies of Holly, and Holly, Mrs. Jen Stitches.
Oh, and Holly Freeman, my designer buddy.
That's true, but I did not watch any of FlossTube from her. But
She is Stitchy Pros.
Yes, she is Stitchy Pros, and we love you, Holly. But I did not watch her FlossTube. Anyway, and probably a few others. Mostly what I had to do was, when I got into high speed, download a big long chain of videos and then take it with me into the Airstream, because you're in a metal bucket in that
And
thing, and you get
signal
no
does not
signal.
want to come in. No.
Yeah, so I just have it downloaded and you know, watch you in the evening. But anyway, thoroughly enjoyed everybody's FlossTubes. It was fun to catch up, and I am grateful that we have this community when you know I'm on the road. It's awesome.
It's been nice. And the Flossy Floozies reminded us last night that our county fair is coming up.
Oh yeah,
And so we had a brief discussion about it yesterday, but we might end up entering our flea market flower baskets piece that was stitched by Stitching on Island Time.
That's right. I started
Started by Mom, finished by me.
right.
And that would be a fun one to enter into the fair.
It would be, and you know we've got a couple of others in there we could enter, so we'll have to think about it and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, so between that fair and then my upcoming craft show, let's see if I've got it here. I've got two back-to-back, really, because on November 1st, the Flossy Floozies are hosting another Stitch East retreat, which is just a day of stitching at the Summer Club at Brook Valley. And please, if you would like to join us, find our Facebook group and just sign up, because we are very chill and we would love to get to meet you.
Yeah, if you live within driving distance of Eastern North Carolina, we're going to stitch together that day from 9 to 4. It's at Brook Valley Country Club here in Greenville, North Carolina. You do need to sign up in advance. We still have plenty of space if you're interested. If you're having trouble figuring out how to sign up, you can send me an email at Stitching on Island Time and we'll get you the link so that you can sign up.
Yes, and so I am going to be vending at that event, which is November 1st. The next weekend, November 8th, I will be vending again at the local craft fair. So,
And I love the craft fair at the Arts and Crafts Center here in town. JC Park has got multiple rooms and a big open space in the center where everybody sets up tables. There's always beautiful pottery and it's just lovely things.
And
Jewelry.
I'm really
Lots of
grateful to Sarah, who organizes the event, because I really dropped the ball this year and didn't sign up as soon as I should have. But she had kept me in mind and reminded me gently and persistently.
That's very sweet.
She said, "You're the only person that has that kind of crochet stuff. I wanted to have you back." And it was very sweet.
That's
So-
nice. It is good when you're having those kind of sales to have a diverse,
Yes.
you know, set of things people can buy.
Yes. One of the things that I wanted to talk about before we close out the video, though, is my best friend gave me an idea for a charity project. She is a midwife. And watching me crochet and knit while we were spending time together, she said, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you could do little like granny squares or hearts that then Mom, after she's had the baby, can wear on her skin and get her scent on, and then they can give it to the baby in the NICU. And then Mom takes the one the baby had and wears it on her again, so that scent bonding can happen when you're separated from your newborn because of medical issues." And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. And so NICU hearts have been something that I have been making in pairs so that one can be with baby, one can be with Mom all the time. And I've just been taking them to our local hospital, and I contacted them and let them know, hey, this is something that I would love to bring you guys. And they were very receptive and kind. And so I've just been, anytime I need to sit down and work up a granny square, I work a couple of hearts first. And it's an excellent, quick thing that you can do. And my gosh, it doesn't matter what kind of yarn you have, any colors, variegated, solid, it does not matter. I even had, like, look, this is like girl camo.
Girl camo. I like it. Yeah.
So every little scrap of yarn that I touch, I try to think, you know, would this also make a good NICU heart? And I've just been cranking them out as fast as I can because the hospital loves them. They do care packages for families whose babies are in the NICU and include these as part of the care package.
Isn't that great? Yeah, you know, I think one of the lessons of what's been going on in the world lately is life is short and there's not enough kindness. And so we can all be kind and we can all do things that make the world a kinder place. And so if that involves cooking a meal for your local homeless shelter, which we'll do next week, or making something for a person who's in the hospital, or just phoning a friend and having lunch with someone in person, looking across the table and laughing and sharing jokes. I mean, anything we can do to be more connected as a people, I think will be a blessing to our world. Yeah.
I'm planning on having a free pattern for the Granny Hearts available for anybody at both the November 1st and November 8th events. So if you crochet and you would like to join me in this ministry, I'll have a pattern printed card that you can take for free. And I would love for people to decide that's something they wanted to join with me on, because I can only crochet so fast.
And it's pretty fast, but yes, everybody needs help.
Yes.
So, all right, I think that was more than enough for this morning. My sweet husband is probably ready to go to lunch now. And so I'm going to call it a day right there. Thank you so much for spending time with us again. For caring about what we're stitching on. We treat this sort of like a video diary, and we're grateful to have the time to talk to each other, and we're just amazed that all of you are actually listening to. So thank you.
We love you guys. Happy stitching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your September. Bye.
That one time, you remember that one
I
time?
remember that one time.
Okay. Anything else you need me to grab before I sit?
I hope I have enough to talk for, a day and a half.
But we don't have a day and a half.
No,
to film.
But we'll do the best we can. Whenever my sweet husband comes in, we'll just pause and he'll get in our outtakes and it'll be great.
Well, he's always in the videos because he does all of the music for us. So that'll be nice.
Yes.
Little guest star spot for Dennis.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
You can go ahead.
You sure?
Tuck in. Yep.
Because I'm at a reasonable stopping place if you want to show something.
I could show something.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Well,
And cut.
And cut. Okay. It's 11:30. I don't know what time we sat down.
It was about 9:30.
We might have done it in 2 hours. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good for us.
An hour, 50 minutes. We nailed it.
That's fabulous.
That's perfect,
By
right?
the time you
Trim it down,
Trim.
add the songs at the beginning and end. Yes. That's just right.